You heard the title. You heard the thumbnail. You heard your mind say, oh my god, this is a video I've been waiting for. My thoughts on the Minecraft movie. Ooh, welcome back to the channel. If you've watched before, even though you probably haven't, and you just stumbled upon us all on the internet. So, first up, we're gonna talk about Steve. Look, I don't know, he's... I think one of the reasons why people find him so funny is because the character is kinda out of place. Wouldn't you say so? Also, where's the bump? So, I want to explain something to you. Steve, right here, is meant to be genderless plus... let me say it. Let me remember. Plus personalityless. Why did I not remember that? So, and basically what they're saying when they give Steve an iconic personality is, yes, this is what Steve's supposed to be. This is what the player is supposed to be. No, it is not. Seriously, bruh. How can you not remember what Steve is really supposed to be? Seriously. Seriously. In fact, every time I say a bad thing about the movie, I'm gonna drop my bombs.
Oh my god!
Good thing about the movie, I'm gonna blast these guys. So, in fact, this is Mojang. Mojang officially said Steve is supposed to be a blank slate. It was official. So, we're gonna have just a tiny bit of a problem with that. But I've gotta say, he does have some pretty funny moments. Like, hi, I'm Steve. I don't know why I make that noise. Just call it a Snore Does Games noise. That's very much what it is. I don't know why there's so many memes about him, but there are no memes about Bowser. Wait, were there? I wasn't actually into the internet back then, you know. Only discovered the wealth, you get the idea. Like, okay, so besides all that stuff about Steve, I think we know the basics behind him now. Insert Steve so that chicken song. Nothing else.
Oh my god!
There's things to talk about. Second subject, the real world. So basically, the real world in the Minecraft movie is the real world. I actually think they shouldn't have included it because, dunno, just it's a video game movie. In fact, I may go as far as saying that including the real world was a pretty stereotypical and overused thing to do after, the what was it called again? The Sonic movie came out. Yeah, the Sonic movie was fine, but the Minecraft movie just feels a tiny bit like the idea of there being a real world in a video game movie was pirated from the Sonic movie and the Mario movie, so it just feels just a bit overdone at this point. Getting steel, you know? Getting steel. But I'll shut up about the bad things of the movie and go on to the good things. Subject number 3, the art style. So basically, it has a kind of unique but also kind of Sonic-ish style. You know, live action video game characters that we know and love. Well, except the allies. Wait, were they in the movie or not? I actually don't know whether allies were in the movie. Were they? If they were, then we love to hate that one. You know, if you're a survival player unlike me, then you know you've died to an ally at some point. I know I don't play survival. I play creative. But you've died to an ally. Admit it. You haven't died to it? If you say you haven't died to an ally, then you're either super good at the game or you're a big fat liar. The latter one is most likely. The blocks are very off-grid though. I mean, if you look at the pink house made of wool that Steve's built, I never noticed it because I was too busy watching the movie, but it's apparently off-grid, and thinking about that scene, I'm pretty sure, I wouldn't say that's a lie. Subject number 4. Did I get that one wrong? I hope to God I didn't. That would be so embarrassing. The Technoblade reference. It's cool, yeah. Wait, hold up.
Oh my God!
So, what's the next subject we should talk about? Okay, so, the characters. I think the garbage man is kind of funny, but the little boy kind of just sounds like me. No, I'm seriously not kidding. Me, but a little more bullied. And a little less. I'm not kidding when I say that. And basically, what else should I talk about? I actually don't know. Oh yes, the overworld itself. Steve must be using a lot of mods, as people have said. First of all, there's Create, then there's the absolute best texture pack anyone's ever made. Like, oh my god. If someone actually pulled off a Minecraft movie texture pack in real life, then they must be it. Then I think they should go try their hand at one of those. I can't remember what they're called, but they're supposed to be some of the most hard Maz sums in the entire world. And One of them involves proving if something is true for all prime numbers. Don't know how anyone's going to pull that off. Anyway, besides that, I think it looks really cool. You know, windmills and all. Did Steve download his own mods? That's the question here. That's the real question. You know what? Because... You know what? What else should we talk about the overworld? Is this subject 5? Oh my god, I'm so dumb, I can't even remember what. Okay, let's just call it the overworld. We're not gonna do numbers, cause that's too big for my extremely tiny brain to comprehend. Like this right here. This is my brain. That's a very accurate representation of my brain. So, anyway, besides the little thing about my brain looking like that, the villagers look kind of sick. Also, I think the part, also, if Steve saying, I am Steve, is meme-worthy, then why isn't the villager falling in love with some random woman that accidentally run over him? God, villagers must have tough bones, like, to survive that, like, and bounce off the car like one of those rubber toys or whatever. What should we talk about? Oh yeah, the Nether. Actually, no, let's talk about the antagonist, and this part I'm really not fussed about. Malgosha is just kinda stereotypical kids movie antagonist, you know, the usual. I just find it hard to like her as a character. No uniqueness. You know, it's time for the napalm bombs when I say that.
Oh my god!
So, I've just decided permanently that Malgosha is not very good as a character. Kinda derpy, you know? I hope that if they make a Minecraft movie too, the villain is better than this. Or wait, better yet, they don't have a villain. Yes, you guessed that right. We're talking about my hopes for the next Minecraft movie.
Oh my god!
really hoping is that the next Minecraft movie does something like starring a mob in the game, because I honestly don't like the way they made the story in the first one. Feels too robbed and
Bruh.
stereotypical. The art style's still brilliant, but the actual, you know, but the actual story is meh. So I was just thinking they could star a villager as a main character. How about that? The villager could be like an explorer or something. They would travel across many multiple biomes, which would be a good way of introducing people who watch movies more than play video games to all the biomes that we didn't see in the movie, like the Peel Garden or maybe a structure like the Trial Chambers, maybe even possibly something like the End, because we didn't see it in the first movie. And that would actually be better as a TV show, you know what I mean? A TV show called Bob, that's what I'm choosing to call him. The Villagers Adventures or something. Yes, Bob the Villager's Adventures.
Yeah, boy.
You know what? We're just gonna place this one guy here.
Over.
We're gonna control him. Let's just say that this is Bob the Villager. So, Bob here, he's on a quest. Some bullies bullied him in villager school or something, and he's on a quest to make them think twice about doubting him as a child and making him feel so depressed and angry at the world and whatever. Unfortunately, he's a villager, which means that he's not the best at fighting things, to be honest. So that means the journey is way more risky for him than it is for a thick boy like Steve. So basically the idea is he still has to adventure. So basically the idea is that he's also a thief. Not a good role model, but a brilliant story. He, steals weapons and armor from the people who bullied him. Not like they needed it anyway. They're too dumb to know how to wear it, right? Whatever. Let's not stop to question how this will help kids be very moral or anything. Have morals and not steal things from. Look, it's necessary, okay? That should have that should have been the plot of the Minecraft movie, in my opinion. All this generic stuff about General Chungus and Malbosha and whatever. Nah, too generic. I just love the lighting of the thing. Also, as a little side observation, I've noticed that how come there's so many common traits through video game movies? There's a parallel of our real world in it's live action or live action styled, like the or just very realistic graphics, there's always there's always someone. Well, I think this is going to be a new trend in movies, video game movies in general. There's someone who is voiced by Jack Black, and he absolutely rocks his role. Hey, wait, was Dr. Eggman voiced by Jack Black? Because if he was, then that would prove my theory of the ultimate pattern of Sonic movies. Although I think at this point they're just egging him on to survive, to pump out a new movie. Do you get what I did there? Egging. And anyway, also the ending was kind of boring. Again, stereotypical. I think that's us done for today. I don't have much more to say about the Minecraft movie except that I'll give it a 3.1 out of 5.